Yo, what's up, guys? So today we've got Callum Anderson from Coppish, and to be honest, it's actually one of my first interviews that I'm doing on the channel in this manner. And Callum, I'm really happy to have you on. Love your channel. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, it's Coppish. It'll pop up straight away. Fantastic channel if you're a Liverpool fan. So today I want to start by talking about Gerard Houllier, who recently passed away quite
Mm.
sadly, and he was to me part of me becoming a true Liverpool fan. Like me growing up was under Gerard Houllier, and he found my number one star, which is Steven Gerrard.
That's
But
nice.
how does it make you feel? Like,
Yeah. Firstly, thanks very much for having me on the channel. I'm a big fan of your stuff as well. So thank you, bro.
thank you,
Much
man. Thank you. Really
appreciated.
appreciate it.
Yeah, Gerard Houllier, for me, well, I'm gonna show you straight away. So next to me right now is this. So that says enough, innit? Um,
Says it all, man.
Liverpool, when it comes to Liverpool and Gerard, Gerard's my favorite ever player. Gerard Houllier is a person that, because of the success of Benitez and Klopp, people kind of forget about. But what people don't remember is that before we got Gerard Houllier, we went for a 7 year period where we weren't winning any trophies.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the
yeah.
trophy we won before he actually started winning trophies again was the Coca-Cola Cup. And before that, I don't even know what the trophy was. And then he came in, he changed the dietary aspect of the club, the structure, the strictness, but he also did it with a smile on his face. And from all the players that have come out, they've all said he was like a father figure. He was like a father figure, and he made that Liverpool team compete and made us very, very good again. You think of the fact that he went to Old Trafford 3 years in a row and won 3 years in a row at
Yeah,
Old Trafford, while Man U were Man U, not
top
the
of their
Man U
game,
you see
literally.
today. Exactly, and Gerard Houllier will always, forever be a Liverpool icon. That year, that calendar year where he won 5 trophies, again was just phenomenal. Michael Owen, he made Michael Owen. Jamie Carragher, Steven Gerrard, like
Literally, these are
the
like my
name.
heroes growing
Yeah,
up. Like, all
exactly.
of them.
And then you think of other players like Sammy Hupia, Dietmar Hamann, Steve Finnan, Gary McAllister, Marcus Babbel, John Arne Riis.
All of
That,
them.
like, his list is crazy. An absolute giant of the game, and he'll sorely be missed. And
Yeah.
the legacy he's left behind is sensational.
Massively. And I think, you know what, saying all of that, you reminded me of one crucial thing that a lot of people overlook. I think from about 98 to 2000, a lot of clubs started moving a bit more commercial. They started to lose a lot of their culture. And one thing I really loved, like one thing that drew me to Liverpool, apart from the fact that my dad was a hardcore Liverpool fan,
Shout out
but
to your
is the
dad.
fact that, yeah, big time, but is the fact that he managed to keep such a culture at the club that you still see today. And a lot of clubs, especially the top six, have lost that football family culture. And I think that's one
Mm.
massive thing that he did back then that helped him. But going on next, and it's not really something that made my weekend any like great. In fact, it made me quite upset. But Liverpool, what happened against Fulham, man?
Oh, bro. So I was speaking about this. It's weird how football is, because if we had been the first game of the weekend, let's say that was a 12:30 kick-up on Saturday and we drew 1-1 with Fulham, and all the other results happened, we would have been okay. But
Yeah.
because all the other results happened first and we were like, yes, we can actually capitalize on all these teams messing up, and then we didn't take the opportunity, it's so frustrating. Not only just the 90 minutes, the actual 90 minutes of the game was hard to watch. Like, that was probably the worst we played in the league since the Villa game. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
that Allison was in goal instead of Adrian this time.
which made a big
But we,
difference.
yeah, we were
Yeah.
so poor. Like, Fulham deserved to win that game. On the balance of play and everything, they deserved to win that game, and they could feel hard done by. But again, it's just the fact that we didn't take our chance to leapfrog and Tottenham and put a little bit of a gap between
I
the
don't
two
know.
teams. And
I
it's
thought
annoying.
I genuinely thought this was going to be the week. Palace have a tendency to make other teams crumble, and
Mm.
they gave Tottenham a hell of a game. And shout out to Vicente Guita, the Palace
Oh,
goalkeeper. Oh my god! Like,
crazy, bro.
listen, we need to get him on as a second keeper because I've had
We
to, like,
may
to be
have
honest,
to.
I was one of those guys that was a big Adrian fan when he came in, and I think everyone
Okay.
was, and I kept backing him, and he made mistakes, and when it came to the Atletico game. Or forget that. Even after the Atletico game, I was still trying to support him here and there. But then after that, it's just
Uh,
how much can you support a
yeah, enough
goalkeeper?
was
But
enough.
if we could get someone like Vicente Guita, that would be a fantastic second keeper. But yeah,
Yeah,
anyways, after that game, I thought, you know what, Tottenham drop points. They're gonna crumble now. We're gonna go top of the league, and that's
yeah.
it. We're gonna stay there till the end of the season, and then I don't know. Fulham decided to become prime Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Like,
It's weird you say that because I was saying that to one of my friends. I was like, I thought we were playing Fulham, not Real Madrid tonight. But
no,
they
honestly,
they were
man.
brilliant. They were
Like,
brilliant yesterday.
literally, you could have changed the shirts. Liverpool were looking like Fulham, and Fulham were looking like Liverpool.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, man.
very
And
true.
do you know what? One player that really stuck out yesterday. Like, before I say it, who do you think was a standout player for us?
Curtis Jones.
Yeah, good. I agree with that. Like, literally,
Curtis
that guy
Jones.
has been getting so much criticism recently,
Yeah,
and I can't. Literally, one thing I cannot stand is those Liverpool fans that jump on players' backs. Literally, one little mistake here or there.
yeah. It's
Like, they haven't
pathetic.
been through the thick and thin, and
Yeah,
we've gone through so much difficulty. You know, you got to just support your players.
yeah.
But do you think this is like Curtis Jones, like turning a new leaf and becoming that Liverpool player we're looking for?
Yeah, and I think it's very prophetic seeing him playing with the number 17 shirt because that was the 17 shirt Gerard had before he became the number 8. Curtis come through the academy, and it was Gerard who kind of started focusing on Curtis Jones, saying, "Look, this is the next guy." When he had him in the under 18s, he moved to under 23s, started to dominate there, and then he got moved up. So his trajectory has been very quick, and you'd be forgiven for kind of being easy on him when he came into the first team. But you look at some of the performances he's had: Leicester, brilliant; Wolves, brilliant; Ajax, brilliant. Like he's playing in some games where you're like, he shouldn't be as good as he is for
Yeah.
his age against these teams. And yesterday, if he had finished off that chance where he sort of
Oh
dribbled
my
through,
god.
we'd be
He
talking
didn't
about one
score
of
it,
the
and I was
goals of the
screaming.
season. I was screaming at the telly, bro.
Oh man.
I was screaming at
Literally,
the telly.
that would have made his night. Like, oh man. That would
Definitely.
have been the 3 points we were looking for as well. But
Exactly.
on the pitch though, what do you think was wrong? Like, we had arguably the best three strikers in the Premier League. We had our front three playing there, but they almost felt, I wouldn't say non-existent, but they just didn't see themselves. Like, what was going on?
Mane's badly out of form. Firmino, as much as, and again, Firmino's my favourite Liverpool player. He's not our best player before anyone kills me, but he's my favourite Liverpool player. But he's not a goal threat anymore. Not a consistent goal threat anymore. And then Salah, again, just didn't look himself yesterday. But it's what the problem is that game yesterday would have been perfect for someone like Jota to come in. But obviously he's injured at the
Yeah,
moment.
and
So
no one
you're
to add to
looking
the
at the
list. Yeah.
bench and you're like, yeah, we brought in Origi, but I mean, I don't know about you, but when I saw Origi coming on, I didn't think to myself, oh, we got a chance here. I just thought we just brought in Origi. And it's just we needed Jota, and it shows. I mean, the injuries are really piling up, but Jota was really needed yesterday, and I think we're gonna miss Jota while he's out.
Massively, massively. And you know what? He just started peaking as well, which makes things
Yeah,
so much harder. And
yeah,
literally another injury to add to the list. I don't think I've experienced any team to just have like the injury difficulties that we've gone
bro,
through.
it's crazy. If you think about our whole squad, Allison injured, Trent's had an injury, Virgil, Gomez, Matip will speak for themselves.
Yeah,
Henderson's been injured. Everyone apart from pretty much Genie and Robbo
yeah,
and Firmino.
literally.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's mad. That is actually mad when you actually deep how mad that is.
It's crazy.
And we're talking like world class players as well to make things even
Exactly.
worse. Like,
We've not even seen Thiago.
no, no, yeah, that's it. He came in injured as well. I think I'm telling you, someone's done a little curse on Liverpool. It's the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
explanation
definitely.
out
Yeah,
there. But speaking of injuries and everything, I think I wouldn't say people are being criticizing Klopp as much, but he said that he didn't have to make the signings and whatnot. But people are putting more pressure on the fact that he should have signed a centre back. And with the January window coming, do you think that Klopp has to just go back on his word this time and be like, you know what, I need to get that centre back?
yeah. I'll be honest. Going into the season without a centre back to replace Lovren, I thought was a big risk, and not because of Lovren's quality, because I was fine with Lovren leaving. It's because of who else is there. It's the fact of Matip and Gomez have never had the best injury record. So
Yeah,
expecting them to turn it round for one season for me was never going to happen. And then obviously this has happened now. You're just like, I'm not surprised that Gomez got a long-term injury, and I'm not surprised that Matip is injured as frequently as
Yeah,
he is. The surprise was Virgil. Virgil was always going to be the surprise injury. But we knew this coming into the season that anyone can get injured at any time, especially with the congestion of fixtures. Us not signing a centre back in January was silly, especially watching what happened to Man City the season before.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then if we don't address that in January, it will be a mistake. But I'll be honest, I don't think we will address it in January because teams know
Fair
we're
enough.
desperate for a centre back. So any
They're
player
gonna
that
try
might
and
be worth
overload.
30 mil, they're going to say, well, we want 50 mil.
Yeah, that's the horrible part of it. But all right. Before I go on to the Liverpool Spurs game, which I'm like really, really excited for, yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think are realistic like competition for us in the league? Because last season, like it's just there was no competition. Let's be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
This season is a weird one, like a really weird season. So who do you think are the real contenders? Like who do you think are going to give us a run for our money?
I still think Man City will.
Yeah,
And I think Tottenham, Chelsea outside chance. The thing with Chelsea, everyone's been speaking about their squad and stuff like that, but any team they've played in the top half of the league at the time of playing them, they haven't got a result against, or a win, should I say. So I think their record's a bit padded because they pretty much had quite an easy start to the season.
yeah,
Um, Whereas Tottenham have played some of the big teams and they've done really well. Plus, they got Mourinho there. He's been there, done it. Kane and Son are just being stupidly good this
yeah.
season. And I mean, if you can keep Kane and Son fit, then you've always got a chance. Again, the problem comes Harry Kane is known to pick up an injury every season. So it'd be interesting to see if that happens this season or not. So I'm going to go with Tottenham and Man City being our main rivals this season.
Fair enough. Do you think it would be a stretch to say that Southampton, considering their good
Yeah,
form, they're only 2 points behind us, that
I
they're
know.
completely outside the window?
I do believe so. Yeah.
Fair enough. I have to agree with you there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, yeah, I don't think Spurs can keep this up. Like, not in a rude way, but they're known to bottle it.
Mm.
And as
But
soon
we
as
were
this
until
pressure,
last season as well.
that's true. That's true. That is very true. But I don't know. I just feel that Tottenham don't have the depth. Even though like we've been really tested on the depth of our squad. But like you say, Harry Kane known for injuries. As soon as he goes out, who have they got to rely on?
That's the
And
thing. Yeah.
it's that. So we. I mean, it's not that I want the player to get injured, but I'd rather win the league. Do you know what I mean?
I
But
know what you're saying. I hear you.
yeah, literally. So here's just a few stats. Yeah. So Liverpool have lost just one of their last 15 Premier League games versus Spurs. Do you think that Spurs are really going to threaten us at Anfield?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Um, I
Okay.
do. It's the Mourinho thing. Do you know what vibes I'm getting for this game? 13-14 Chelsea at Anfield.
Oh my.
I
Yeah.
am. I am. Mourinho, I don't expect him to come and play expansive football. I expect him to come, set up, sit deep, and unleash Kane and Son at the right moments. And because of the injuries we have, because I don't think Matip's going to actually play in this game. I hope he does,
Probably
but
not.
I don't think he's going to. Who's going to be centre back with Fabinho?
That's it, innit? And I don't want him to drop Henderson deep again
Neither
to
do
fill
I.
that role the way he did against Fulham.
Exactly. So this is the problem. Like it's not a case of, and again, it's the Anfield record. It's got to go someday. The writing's on the wall for it. I hate to
As I
say it.
said, I really don't want it to go. It's been an
I am nervous
incredible
about this
record.
game. It's the injuries. They're
Yeah,
just killing
man.
us at the moment. The
And
injuries
that's
are
the
killing
thing.
us
It's
at the
almost
moment.
unavoidable, especially like I don't know what's causing the injuries. A lot of people are blaming the fact that there wasn't a preseason and everything, but a lot of teams were in
Mm,
the same situation.
yeah,
I think the best explanation for it is the fact that we're the champion, we're the holders of the cup at the moment, and
yeah,
for any team we face, that's the biggest game of their season. Like
yeah.
whether
It's
we're
their
going
cup
to
final.
Crystal Palace or whether we're going to Fulham, for them, yeah,
Yeah,
that's their cup final. So they turn up for that game, which means every week we're essentially playing a cup final, and that's
fully agree.
literally the intensity we're playing at. But you're talking about Tottenham sitting deep, standard Mourinho, and yeah, you're right. He did it with Chelsea, and that was a really tough game for us.
Yeah.
Do you think that we are going to press high like we did against Arsenal earlier on? I think it was this season.
Yes. The only difference is Tottenham are better than Arsenal. A
Without a
lot
doubt.
better. You look at their defence is it's head and shoulders above Arsenal's, and their midfield is head and shoulders above Arsenal. So the danger for Liverpool is always if a team can beat our press, then we're in trouble, and we saw that with Villa.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
again,
God.
I know Adrian had a mare, Gomez and Trent had a mare in that game, but we've seen what happens when teams can beat our press, and we can be susceptible to that. And again, it's the injuries, it's the lack of players, it's the fatigue for players like Genie and
Yeah.
Hendo and all these players who have played a stupid amount of minutes, and we're only halfway through the season, so
Yeah.
it's a bit
Yeah.
crazy.
So I mean, with the way things have gone in the last few games, I mean, it's fair to say that Liverpool are on their best form at the moment. Do you
Mm,
think? I mean, we're the mentality giants out there, and I know the Fulham game is probably not the best example of that. But
mm.
do you think that we've got the mentality over the Tottenham team, or do you think Mourinho is strong enough as a manager to keep his players powering through that game? Do you think that we're going to overturn our form and literally turn up for that Tottenham game?
It's definitely possible. Mentality wise, I think we're the greatest team in the league. Mentality wise, I don't think it's close at the moment. And Tottenham haven't got a mentality like us, but they have got talent to match and form at the moment, which is what worries me. That's my worry.
But yeah, I mean, one other question is, what do you make of Gini Wijnaldum recently? Because I think he was under a lot of criticism because he wasn't signing a contract and all that sort of stuff,
Mm.
and talking about moving to Barcelona. But I feel like he's been a massive catalyst in the middle of our pitch, changing the game around quickly. He's shown a lot more heart more recently. Do you think we need to up the offer that we're giving him, or do you think we should let him move to Barcelona?
I don't want Genie to go anywhere. I'm annoyed it's got to this point.
Yeah,
Like, I think this should have been wrapped up a year or two ago. It shouldn't have never got to 6 months left where it can start speaking to people in
yeah,
10 other
yeah,
clubs in the next 2, 3 weeks. That should have been wrapped up ages ago. And for all the fans who were saying, let's just get Thiago and get rid of Genie, can you imagine if we actually did that now? We'd have no
we'll be
Thiago because
mullered.
he's
We'll
injured,
literally
and
be
we'd have
mullered.
no Genie. So sometimes fans need to be careful what they wish for, and they need to think about the bigger picture, because we shouldn't have been in a position where we'd have to sell Genie to get Thiago.
Yeah.
25 mil for Thiago as a club, as our stats show, we should be able to just go out and do that. And I'm glad we kept Genie. I'm glad he's turned his form around, and I just hope. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I really hope that we keep him.
So, what do you think realistically our prospects are for this season? Do you think we'll do it back to back? I know it's still early. It's still early in the season, but
Nah,
just
the thing
exciting
is,
thinking about it.
if we had Virgil and Thiago for the rest of the season, I wouldn't even hesitate. I'd be like, yeah, we're doing it. It all depends on who returns for us from injury, how they return, and how the other clubs are affected by injury. Because in an ideal world, you'll think, right, we've had our injuries now. And again, not wishing injuries, but the other clubs are going to start getting theirs now because they haven't
Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah.
And if that were to happen, then you're going to start seeing other teams falling off. I think we can definitely retain the league. I'm saying it's maybe 70-30%. 70% that we'll do it, 30% saying we won't.
I love the confidence, especially the way things have gone. To be honest, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, like yeah. I mean, what else is there to it? But all right, this week. I mean, sorry, not this weekend, but on Wednesday night, what do you
yeah.
think the score's going to be, and who do you think is going to be our star players?
I've I've always so I've done a few previews now. This is my third one. I want to change my mind, but I'm going 1-1. I can see Tottenham getting a goal, and I can see us struggling to break them down more than and getting struggling to get more than one goal. It's just a Mourinho team, isn't it? And the fact that we had, like, I mean, even if Bobby, Salah, and Mane have a good game, what happens if they get a bit tired? Who comes on?
Yeah, and
And
that's
we
it. You were
haven't got
talking
that player.
about.
Yeah, we haven't got that player.
That's it. And the thing is,
And
with Mourinho, he's going to sit deep and try attack us quickly. And
yeah,
you said it already. I don't think Matip's going to be back for the game, which means we're not going to be 100% at the back. So they could
mm,
capitalize on that. But how would you feel if we did get the draw? Do you think you'll be? I wouldn't say happy with it, but would you be content with it?
it depends on the game, you know. If we go a goal up and then we draw from there, then I'll be upset. If they go a goal up and we get a draw, then I'll be over the moon, to be honest. But
Yeah, makes sense to be honest.
yeah, but if we get a win, I'll be over the moon. Like, it'll be our biggest win so far this season.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, I'm a bit more of an ambitious, a bit more of a believer, to be honest. But I just think it all depends on the first 10 minutes of the game. Like, I
True.
think I'm sure you obviously watch all the Liverpool games, and you can assess a lot of how the game's going to go from the first 10 minutes, namely by the attitude of the players.
Yeah.
And usually, I'll be honest, I know it sounds really strange, but three players that I think really, really change the game with their mentality are Robbo, Trent, and Henderson. And I know it sounds strange, but I think they have a massive
Facts.
impact on the rest of the team.
Facts. Yeah.
And genuinely, I'll just be looking out for them from the beginning of the game to either are we going to go and burn Tottenham down, or are we just going to give them that respect?
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah, man.
I'm like you. I mean, Henderson for me sets the tone all the time. All the time. I still don't understand how people don't rate Henderson as a player and as a leader. Makes no sense. If you don't like Henderson, fair enough. If you don't rate Henderson, you've got an agenda. It's as simple as that. Like, the guy is quality, and he walks into most midfields
Yeah,
in the Premier League, if not all of them. So he's brilliant. Trent, as you said, if Trent's on it, there's fewer players in world football better than him. And then Robbo for me is the best left back in world football easily right now. And
yeah.
he just sets the tone from early, goes in hard on someone, fair but firm, and he just says, right, this left hand side is mine. Like,
You gotta
deal
love
with
it.
it.
You know, do you know what?
Yeah,
It reminds me of what Klopp said when he came in. He goes that Liverpool don't go at the time. Liverpool, they're not going into tackles 100%. They go in 90%, but they need to go 110. And
mm,
like him bringing Robbo in was a bit of a strange thing at the time, but you can see
yeah,
he's changed attitude. Like someone like Robbo, literally, he's right 110% each and every tackle. And
every
no, you
time.
know, I'm glad that you said what you said about Henderson because honestly, I'm like up to here with the criticism against him. Like, I don't
Bro,
think people realize a team isn't like whether you're talking about business, whether you're talking about basketball, volleyball, whatever. A team isn't just quality. A team isn't just the ability of the player. A team has so many different aspects to it. And Henderson, in the changing room, on the pitch, you can see how much control he has over that team. And when we're missing
yeah,
him, we're really, really missing him. But yeah, man.
exactly. Exactly.
Hopefully he can be someone special. Like, I love when he gets on the score sheet. It's just one of my favorite
It's a
things.
beautiful feeling. He got a goal last season in this fixture, didn't he? Started the
Yeah, yeah,
comeback. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hopefully, I'd love him to. And to be honest, I'm just, whenever I see Henderson lift a trophy, it makes me feel even more happy because people don't like to see it, and it makes me more happy because, again, it's easy when you see people like Zidane's and people like
Yeah.
that lifting trophies because you're like, yeah, they're quality footballers. You would never sit here and say Henderson is an all-worldly technical footballer, but his mentality and his drive is what sets him apart from so many. And I think
Yeah,
it's important to see that in football because it just shows talent's not everything,
yeah,
and he's
100%.
the embodiment of that. So I love
But I mean,
Henderson.
even when he came in, look, first few years he was at Liverpool, never ever would I thought that this guy's going to lift the Super Cup, the
Same,
Champions League, the Premier League, whatever it is. But
exactly.
no, you're right. It's nice to see it. But anyways, great interview, man. Lovely having you on, and I'm sure
Thank
we'll
you.
do something together
Oh,
again.
definitely, definitely. This is just the
But yeah,
beginning of many.
yeah, definitely, man. And to anyone watching this, make sure you check it out. He's got his at over there, and if you haven't heard already, it's Copish on YouTube. And
Yeah,
make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. We'll love to see you. And with that said, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
nice one.